Greetings from Salty Benton Adventures. I'm Mackenzie, and this is Hannon. Join us on our year-long adventure as we cruise America's Great Loop on our Ranger Tug. But let's not forget the main passenger on this journey, our German Shepherd, Loki. This time last year, we were in the middle of thru-hiking the Continental Divide Trail. Halfway through the trail, we bought a boat. As we transition from foot power to horsepower, follow along as we stumble our way through boat life.
All right, well, we kind of resigned ourselves to not leaving until Wednesday, September 9th. It's Monday, September 7th. We woke up and the wind was more out of the east than we expected, which is good for a run down the coast. Wind looks like it starts filling in the afternoon. Hopefully we can make some good mileage down the coast. We have a goal to get to the town of Grand Haven, which is almost 90 miles away, so it is far. We've got some bailout points on the way. Ludington, Pentwater, and Muskegon, all that have pretty good anchorages. But Grand Haven looks cool, and I think we'll probably be there for 2 nights based on the wind, so we're trying to get there. And if we don't make it, that's fine. We'll bail out and stop sooner. And all is well. So a little unexpected, but we were already packed and ready to go. We just had to grab a bunch of stuff, so we're going to get out of here in a second.
Right, we're officially leaving today. It's Monday. We woke up and the winds are out of the east. They're not as bad as we thought. And all the other loopers who were stuck in Manistee have left. So we get to don our AGLCA Berkshire today. Webs all over it. If I can get it, they're like, really, not at this end.
What's taking you so long?
No. Just a little spiraled up.
There we go.
All right, we begin today.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Let's go.
Winter is coming.
Loki's on board. Are you ready? He's ready. Ooh-wee. It's a quarter to 2. What you gonna do? Okay, country dancing for you. I think a bit of country dancing will do.
First day is getting close to being wrapped up. We made it to Ludington. It turned into 4 and 5 footers, so we're gonna go to Ludington Municipal Marina today. Getting close to the lighthouse, thankfully. Although the day was short, Ludington proved to be a wonderful town to stop in. It's only about 23 miles down the road, but the location of the marina is really quite fabulous. It's about 2 blocks off of their main strip of downtown, but within those 2 blocks is really just a lot of like a park-like setting. So lots of grass, lots of sidewalks, great areas to walk your dog. Plenty of amenities, lots of picnic tables, pavilions, grills. The marina itself is very big. There are six docks located there. About half of them are fixed and the other half are floating. So we elected to use a floating dock because floating docks are much easier for large dogs. It's pretty difficult for us to pick Loki up and if we're at a fixed dock. What was also really neat too is the fact that the Badger car ferry, which goes across the lake every single day over to Wisconsin, is just on the other side of the marina. So you get to watch that car ferry depart and arrive in the morning and in the evening. Another really nice feature too of the area is Ludington State Park is 7.5 miles away. So if you are carrying bikes on your Great Loop journey, it's a 7.5 mile bike ride on M119, and it's wonderful pavement, very flat, and the shoulder is about 8 feet wide. A lot of shoulders in the state of Michigan are pretty wide, and that's because of snow plowing in the winter. But it's a wonderful feature because the pavement was great. You have plenty of room on the right and left when you're biking there and back, in order to avoid any type of car issues that you may experience. Overall, it was a great stop, and on to Grand Haven. So, did you enjoy the trip from Ludington to Grand Haven more than you enjoyed the trip from Manistee to Ludington?
Yeah, we've been waiting. We left about a week later than we planned because there was the winds were bad, very bad actually. And I think we saw a little opportunity and we thought we'd take it. And there were a bunch of looper boats that were in Manistee that went that morning, and so we went too, and it was rough. It was we had right when we got out of the channel, the wind had already started to pick up from the south, and there were 2s and 3s, which are fine. And then we rounded Sauble Point, which is the point of land that juts out between Manistee and Ludington. And as soon as we got around that point, it was 4s and 5s, and there were white caps, and it was uncomfortable. In fact, I drove the boat at a speed that I haven't yet, which was 15 miles an hour, which is about 4,000 RPMs. So we wouldn't go that fast because it's not, economical from a fuel perspective, but that's what we had to go. And so we quit early. We thought we were going to go, 80 miles, and we went 23. So probably should have stayed put. It was not dangerous, but it was not fun. And it was a hard start to our 6,000 mile journey.
Yeah, and we spent one additional day in Ludington waiting for those waves to calm down. And when we left Ludington, so technically day 3, I mean, the trip from Ludington to Grand Haven was quite comfortable. At times, maybe like 1.5 footers, 1 to 2s, but that was the worst that we had. But we did make it from Ludington to Grand Haven. So that was a 67, 68, 69 mile stretch.
Yeah.
So from Ludington to Grand Haven, we were able to make it there on that 3rd day. And Grand Haven was very nice. I was very impressed with the town. It's quite large compared to some of the smaller northern Michigan towns. You're kind of dipping into southern Michigan at that point. But the town is pretty much co-located with the marina. I mean, you were able to go running. Like, how did that experience go?
Yeah, I figured out it would be rare that a trail is going to be like right next to a marina, but oftentimes there's going to be public lands that are near water, and so You might have to do a little work to get to it, but often there are trails in the vicinity. So in this case, I took the paddleboard because it was across the river. I found a spot where I can land and was only like 3/4 of a mile on the paddleboard, and was able to go there, and it was a great run. So that's kind of neat morning start. And right now we have great weather, so you can do that. We're not trying to rush out at 6 in the morning in order to make time before the weather comes in. The winds are wonderful, and with this boat, we can cruise at 30 miles an hour, so we don't have to take the entire day to move. We took us an hour to move today from Grand Haven to Saugatuck. So pretty cool. Good use of time. Good experience.
Yeah, so Hannah was able to go running because they had a nice trail network there. I was able to go cycling because they have an 11-mile paved bike path that goes kind of around the residential area. Kind of like a stay alert, stay alive situation, very much a bike path, but it kind of intersects a lot of driveways and a lot of subdivision entrances and exits. But in general, it was a good experience. Really neat to be able to take your bike right off the boat and cycle right to an 11-mile bike path and get a nice workout in the morning. The other really great thing about Grand Haven that we noticed was the walkability. So the downtown is co-located with the water, so it's half a block away from the marina. You're right in the restaurant district, the bar district, but also about 0.7 to 0.9 miles away from the marina is a Home Depot and a West Marine. So I think any people who are looking to make little improvements to their boats would have a great opportunity to access those types of stores just by walking there.
Yeah, I'd go back to Grand Haven again.
Yeah, I'd go back to. I live in Grand Haven.
You live.
I'd live in Grand Haven.
It was nice.
Yeah. But anything else about that town?
It's good.
All right, cool. That's all we got. So we woke up this morning and we're like, why is our battery at 68.1%? It only ever gets that low if we're running the AC or heat. And we went in here, which is Loki's den, and realized the hot water heater and the grill got turned on. So mainly the water heater by someone's little fluffy butt. When he goes in to his den, he does a turn and hits random switches. This has been a systemic problem. Come on, big dog. Let's go. He's such a good boy. All right, we're in Saugatuck, just out by where the channel meets the lake. And they have a lot of public land right here, which allows for a hiking opportunity. It's very duney. Hannah's gonna do a very long trail run today though. He's doing, I think, 10 or 12 miles. So Loke and I are going for a nice walk this morning. Hey, you got your stick? What is that? What is that, big dog? Oh, she's a pretty girl out there. All right. Just gotta walk around this little cove and get back to the dinghy. We oared over this morning. Put the engine away last night after we were done being in town. or about 100 yards from shore. It's pretty easy to just oar in. All right, today is a 0 day. We are staying put in Benton Harbor / St. Joseph. It's a good line of thunderstorms that are moving through all of southern Michigan right now. Hey, Mr. Puppy Dog. Hey, cutie pie. Yeah, so we got a good farmer's rain at the moment. Not a ton of wind right now, but it's out there. There's thunderstorm warnings all in the Michigan City, New Buffalo area, which is where we were originally going to go to. But plans change, and that's okay. The marina's been great. We're doing some chores, we're doing some laundry, we're going to clean our anchor, maybe do a little grocery shopping.